Well, this morning, the Lord put it on my heart, some things, a lot of times people try to complicate things, and I'm a very simple person. If it gets too complicated, I have to go to Keith to get him to explain it to me. Even a joke, if somebody tells a joke, I laugh, but then when I get in the car, I go, what did that mean? Am I telling the truth? Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Because, I'm a very, very simple person, I think people try to impress people with how, much they know, but it don't impress me much, because I can't get it. It's like, okay, you know it. Yeah, great, but I didn't get it, So I like to get things down to a level where even I can get them. So if I can get them, I think, well, if you're smarter than me, that's great. Great. I appreciate it. If you got 5 PhDs and 6, MHDs, whatever they are, I think it's awesome that you got all that stuff, but I don't understand it, And when it gets to big words, they complicate me. So I have to get the little ones, and three dictionaries and 4 things. So I'm going to explain things to you in a way that I understand them this morning. And if it's over your head, I'm sorry. Okay? So we're going to start. Get your Bibles out so we can get some scripture, because I got the boss of scripture here with me this morning, so I don't want to go beyond the scripture, of course. So here we go. 1 Peter 5, verse 7. In the King James. We'll even read it out of the right one this morning. Yeah. It says, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. He's telling us to give him everything that's going on in our life. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil. Now everybody look up at the screen with me, and there's a big word that comes after the devil. What is that word? As. Say it with me again. As. Say it with me again. As a roaring lion. Does that mean he is a roaring lion? He's as a roaring lion. That doesn't mean he's a roaring lion. It means he's as a roaring lion. It says, as a roaring lion walks about seeking whom he may devour. Seeking whom he may devour. Now I told you, I'm a very simple person, okay? So when I read that verse, this is how simple I get. Okay, you ready? Na 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 na, you can't do it. You can't get me. Now that's pretty simple, ain't it? Well, now if the devil's seeking to devour you, what should you tell him? No. Na 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 na, you can't get me. Now how complicated is that? Well, he's seeking to devour you. What did you play that game as a kid? Did you ever play that game as a kid? How many of you played it as a kid? So you're all practiced up with me, right? Okay, so let's do it. Na 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 na, you can't get me. You got it? So if he can't get you, then he can't make you do anything. Right? He can't devour you, so he can't even get you. Right? He's seeking who he can devour. Well, can he get you to devour you? You going to let him have you? Or are you just going to stand there and say, okay, here I am, get me? Is that what you do most of the time? If some bully or somebody, you're playing hide and go seek or any of the games we used to play as a kid, are we smart enough to go, na 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 na, you can't catch me? Right? Okay, how many of you have a brother or a sister? How many of your brothers or sisters tried to do something mean to you? Huh? Right? And what did you do? You punched him and then you ran and you said, "Na, na, 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 you can't get me." Well, that's what you got to do to the devil. Punch him and run. And say, "Na, na, 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 you can't get me." Right? Okay, so let's keep reading. Let's read it in the Amplified so you don't get confused. Is this too complicated? Okay. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Casting the whole of your cares. Now let me ask you a question. How much of your cares does that mean that you get to keep? Now what is a care? I'm going to simplify it for you. Okay, you ready? Anything you think about over 5 minutes that you can't fix. Anything that you think about over 5 minutes that you can't fix becomes a what? Care. A care. Because you know what? You can't fix it anyway. So it becomes a care to you. You can't fix your car. You can't fix your kids. You can't fix your grandma. You can't fix your finances. You can't fix your sink. You can't fix your bills. You can't fix your eyesight. You can't fix your healing. You can't fix your husband. You can't fix your wife. You sure can't fix your mother-in-law. Right? So it becomes a care. So what did he tell us to do with these? Casting the whole of your care, all of your anxieties, all of your worries, all of your concerns, once and for all. So that means you cast them, but then in 5 minutes, they come back and you get to think about them in the 5 minutes because you casted them one time. But because you did it once, that's good enough. That means if you did it and 5 minutes later that thought comes back to you, then immediately again, what do you got to do? Na, 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 na. You can't make me think that. That's what the whole point is. Immediately, you have what I call the 5-second rule. You decide whether this is from God or whether it's a worry or a care. And if it's a worry or a care and something you can't do anything about, or if it's from God or if it's from the devil, then you have the 5-second rule. If it's from God, you can think on it. Well, if it's God, it's good. Okay, we're going to get real complicated. If it's bad, it's from the devil. So it's really easy to decide. If it's bad, then you go, na, 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 you can't make me. You can't make me what? Think on that thing. And you just need to open your mouth and you need to say it. We need to practice it some more. Okay? Are you ready? Na, 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 you can't make me. Make you what? Worry. Think about that thing that's been causing you so much trouble in your life. Think about that thing that is just blown so out of proportion in your life, that's taking control of your life. It used to be this little, now it's this big. It's huge. I know. Keith's mother told me this story. He didn't tell me. Keith's mother told me when he was a little boy, I don't recall how old he was, 3 or 4 probably. But they went somewhere on a trip, and they bought him an alligator, a stuffed alligator. Now, how big was that alligator? He says this big, but not according to his mom. It was about this big. You get my picture. Anyway, he played with that alligator for a little while during the day. He thought it was really cute. But that night, when he went to bed, he got a little concerned about that alligator. And that alligator, the more he laid there in his bed, the bigger that alligator got. And I think it grew in his closet, and it kept growing the more he thought about it. Every 5 minutes, I think it grew a foot. And it grew another foot, and it grew another foot, till it was humongous, and he started crying, and his mom had to come sleep with him because the alligator was too big, and they had to get it out of the house because the alligator was too big. I mean, it was a humongous alligator. Well, that's just exactly what the devil does with thoughts and things in our lives. They start out being these little stuffed, little nothing problems. Amen. Little bitty, tiny things. And what he does is he blows them into these big, enormous, huge, gigantic problems that we can't fix. But you know what? They're imaginations, they're thoughts, they're things that we have blown up into these things with the devil's help. We've thought on things that he's fed us. Yeah. And the more he feeds them and the more we think on them, the bigger they get blown out of proportion. Now, when can a thought hurt you? Can a thought hurt you? Absolutely. When you give place to it. Just like that alligator could not hurt Keith because it was a stuffed animal. But the more he thought about it, the more in fear he got. He was convinced and trembling and shaking because it could hurt him. Well, the alligator itself couldn't hurt him, but his fears were hurting him. It's the same thing that the devil does to us. Our thoughts cause us more problems than the actual problem itself.
Yes, yes.
Our thoughts blown out of proportion cause us more troubles and anxieties than the actual problem itself does. And that's the devil's game. He makes things look and appear different than they actually are. He makes that alligator look humongous and bad and look like it can really hurt you, when really, could it hurt him? No. Absolutely not. But that's his game. I want to show you some things, and I want you to see what I'm talking about. But before I do, I want to prove it to you. Think about this. Have you ever seen somebody that was just plain ugly? I mean, they was so ugly, like you used to hear that joke, their mama had to tie a bone around their neck to get the dog to play with them. They was ugly. I mean, they was ugly. But, it didn't matter. Because let me tell you why. They had lots of money. Nobody wouldn't have anything to do with them to begin with, but what happened? Huh? Could you overcome their ugliness because what they had and what they could do and the position that they got all of a sudden? Did your mind overcome their looks?
All right.
Huh? Because of what they could do and who they were? Maybe they became the president of something and something you wanted to be in or something. Their looks didn't matter so much anymore, did they? It's our mind that we have to watch and we have to control and we have to look at, because it'll play tricks on us. And maybe somebody was really, really, really pretty, but they really, really hoodwinked you or deceived you. You fell for something that they did. See how quiet it got? Guys especially. Did that girl hook? Oh, never. I ain't getting there. Zip it. I'm going to put some things on the screen. Now, Devin, please help me out here. Devin, where are you? Start out. Not me. Come on, PowerPoint, Devin, who's ever helping me out here? Get me off that screen. There we go. Looks better than me anyway, right? Okay, this fish here, tell me this. Does that cute little fish look like it's going to hurt you? Does it just look really... Now, if you were in first service, be quiet. Does that little fish look like it could just destroy your life in an instant? No. But guess what? Put up the answer. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. It doesn't have the answer. Yes, that fish, they didn't put the answers on these. That fish right there, actually, the fishermen will not even catch it. They'll cut the line because it's poisonous. And if it gets any poison in it, there's not even an antidote for it. But it's cute. Okay, the next one. The same with this little animal. He's cute. But they said if he licks you, sudden death. They said he gets some poison and he gets it in his saliva, and if he licks you, you die. And there's no antidote. Next one. Well, now this one they said was cute, but I guess that's another one of those matter of opinions, right? First service, we had a woman pointing to her husband, but I didn't know what it meant. Next one. Cats. Isn't he cute? They said they can kill you instantly. Next. Again, matter of opinion about cute. But they said this thing is so fast that it'll run and catch you and spur you and kill you instantly. It's venom something in it. Next. Blue-ringed octopus. Very same thing. They said it had venom in it. And it could get venom in you and kill you instantly, and there was no antidote. It's hard to see up there, but see his little eye? Next. Cute, huh? Yeah, well, we all know about those. Yeah, next. Very deadly. Very, very deadly. Cute though, right? Deceiving. Next. Again, matter of opinion about how cute. Don't call your husband that. No, next. Go on. And yeah, he's got a bad attitude. Not your husband. Next. And I don't think he's too cuddly either. But they said these things, a lot of these, there was no antidote for, and there was no thing that you could do to get life again if they bit you or they put their venom in you. So go on to the next one. Leopard seal. You would think they wouldn't cause you too much trouble, but they said deadly, very deadly. And the next one. I think he's cute. And the next one, we've all petted those, but they say if they're in mating season, yeah, not a good time. Next, and then of course the cute little monkey or the apes and stuff, not good. Now the next one we're going to have a little quiz on. Are y'all ready? Did y'all know y'all were having a pop test this morning? Okay, well get ready for the next set. Go ahead, guys. And what my point is the devil is deceiving. He makes everything appear a lot of times different than what it actually is. Now, would you consider this to be dangerous or not? Raise your hand, yes, no, yes, okay? No's. Undecided's 90%, okay? Put up the answer. Not dangerous. Isn't that something? But don't he look mean? Looks a lot meaner than some of those other things we just saw. Right? Okay, next. Coral. Does that look meaner than some of the other stuff we just saw? I don't think so. Put up the answer. Very dangerous. Next, stingrays. Yeah, only very limitedly. You can swim with them. We actually have, and petted them and rubbed up against us. Not dangerous. I did get this off the internet. Next, I didn't make up my mind. Jellyfish. Now they look really good, don't they? But are they dangerous? Yes. Very dangerous. Next, crab. Dangerous? Eat them for supper. Next. Next, sharks. Everybody says? Okay, put up the words they said. Not unless you feed them. Next. Dangerous or not? Huh? Next. Dangerous or not? Next. Dangerous or not? Vote. Okay, don't be shy. Be brave. Dangerous. Raise your hand. Oh, they got it up there. That's cheating. Open book test. Dangerous or not? Okay, there you go. All right, good enough. All right. Now, does that look dangerous to you? Huh? I mean, the devil is deceiving, is he not? He makes things out to be different than what they are, to trick us up. I'm telling you. Next. Dangerous. Dangerous. Answer. Huh? The devil is deceiving. Next. How many of you say dangerous? Don't put the answer up. Okay, put the answer up. That's what I thought too. Okay? Dangerous? Yes. Okay, I think we have another one. Dangerous? Or not? This was their call. Yeah. And then I think I have one more. Oh, not dangerous. Okay, you get my point. The devil blows things out of proportion, and he makes them appear to be things that they're not. That's the way that things are. He can make things appear and seem to be one thing, and they're not. You can't go by what he tells you. You can't go by he says, this is going to be a really bad year for you. Right? What month is this? October. We still have October and November and December. Do you know all it takes is one check or one gift or one big investment or one thing that you could have the best year you've ever had in your whole life? Doesn't take anything. Those are all lies of the devil. Let's read something else and I'll tell you, and I think you'll get excited about a few things. Luke 21. Verse 33 in the Amplified. It says, the sky and the earth, the universe, the world will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But take heed to yourselves and be on your guard. Now, does anybody in here know now how to be on your guard? how do you be on your guard? When a thought comes that is bad, what do you do? Na 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 na, you can't make me. Now let's practice it again. You got too quiet. Let's go back here. Are y'all with us in church this morning? Okay, let's try it. Na 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 na, you can't make me. Right? That's all you got to tell the devil. Do you know what that's called? I'm going to give you a real revelation this morning. You want it? Get your pen and paper out. You got it? That is called, with a big F, and then another A, and then an I. You got it yet? And then a T, and then an H. That is called faith. Because you are resisting the devil and you're standing in faith. You're putting your guard up. When the devil tells you, think this thought, you're going, na, 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 you can't make me. When he says, you're never going to make it, what do you say? Na, 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 you can't make me. Make me what? Think that thought that I'm never going to make it. Na, 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 you can't make me. You ain't smart enough to get that job. Huh? What is faith? Huh? Randy, you ain't smart enough to do that, to get that position. Nana, 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 what? Nana, 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 what, Randy? You can't make me. Think what?
Not think that.
Not think that thought.
Right.
Nana, 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 you can't make me. Ty, your kids are going to get sick. And they're never going to make it to college, and they're going to be bad kids. You even joined in with him on that one, didn't you? Two can put 1,000 to flight. So he knows, she knows when he's saying something like that, might as well just join in because it's something not good. What if you're walking around your house and every time some bad thought crosses your mind, you don't even have to say what it is. You walk around and you hear somebody start that, nah, you go, nah, 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 you can't make me think that. James, you're never going to get a better job. Never, 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 never. You're never going to get a better job. Make you what?
Think that. Amen. Resist it.
How hard is it to stand in faith? What do you do? Mal, you're never going to get a graphic job. Never, never, never.
You can't make me do that.
Get some attitude about it, dude. Get some attitude. I mean, no. You're going to be sick every day the rest of your life. There's nothing you can do about it, Paul. You're going to be sick. You'll never be able to finish your job. You'll never make enough money because you're going to get sick. You'll never climb another roof. Nana.
Make me.
What? Make you what?
Think that.
Think that. Think that. I mean, every time the devil comes to you and he tries to tell you, you're not equipped, you're not going to have it, you can't do it, you'll never be it, you're not good enough, what do you tell him? You can't make me. You failed 1,010,526 times trying to do that. You're going to fail this time. You ain't never going to be able to teach or preach or do that. Ever. You ain't smart enough. You got to add that, think that thought. Because elsewise, he's going to make you think it. But you can't just think it. You got to open your mouth and put some attitude behind it. Because he's giving you attitude, so you might as well give him some attitude. Right? So, this is what it says. It says, take heed yourselves, be on your guard. So that means immediately be on your guard. Immediately, when that thought comes, immediately you be ready to say, Nana, Nana, you can't make me think that. Immediately. Don't think it. Be on your guard. Because what he does is that's his game. He gets in there and he makes you start thinking before you realize it. And he makes you start thinking negative things before you realize it. And he makes you start thinking bad things about yourself before you realize it. And before you know it, you've been sitting there thinking on it for an hour. You get yourself up and you jump up and you go, Nana, 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 you can't make me think that. And you get your mind on something else. Let's finish reading the verse. Lest your heart be overburdened, and you get depressed, and you get weighed down, and you get a headache and nausea. I'm kind of paraphrasing this. And you get drunkenness, and the worldly worries and the cares and the busyness of this life come on you. Do you understand? That's the devil's ploy. That's exactly what he wants from you. That's exactly what he wants you to do, is get all this stuff burdened on you to where you get depressed and you get weighed down and you can't do anything because you're so upset about what's going on. You've been thinking on this stuff night and day. But what do you tell him? He has built himself up to be so big and so enormous and so huge. But you know what? He's really not. It's the thoughts that he's planted in your mind that makes him appear that way. God said for us to cast all of our thoughts and cares on him because he cares for us. We don't have to deal with them. He's going to take care of them. The greatest thing that you can do is be like a little child, go through life and sing Nana Nana and let him take care of them for you. Be happy. Get a smile on your face. You know what? If you're singing Nana 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 and you got all your cares on him, what you got to be worried about? Right? Let me read you this. 1 Peter chapter 5 in the Message Bible. Verse 8. It says, keep a cool head. Now, how are you going to keep a cool head with all that crud in it? Right? You can't. So you got to keep all that stuff in it. It says, stay alert. The devil is poised to pounce and would like nothing better than to catch you napping. Now, is that right? You know, I showed you those pictures of those puppies a while ago of mine. Put them back up there. I like to look at them. They're cute. That ain't them. There they are. That's my office outside, my outside office, and my chair outside and my outside office. And so they're up there. Now, she's about half his size. But she don't know but what she's twice his size. She will growl, and she will bark, and she will take away every toy he's got. I mean, he can be there with it in his mouth, and she will go and take it away from him. She has got him bluffed. I'm telling you. She will run circles around him, and they will run across the backyard, and she will roll him 5 times. And it's her bark, I'm telling you. She'll get so excited that she goes, as she's chasing him because she can't help it. It just comes out of her. But she's got him bluffed. And you know what? I think we can bluff the devil by just telling him to shut up and get out of our way. He's a scaredy cat.
That's right.
We have the greater one living inside of us. And we don't have to put up with his stuff. And all we have to do is use our faith against him, and that's all it takes to use our faith against him, is by going when he tries to plant this thought into our mind and say, you're not going to have it, you won't be able to do it, he's going to be gone all the time. And what are you going to do then? Huh? What?
Nah, you can't make me think that thought.
Exactly. That's stupid. No way. No way. That's right. He don't really love you anyway. What are you going to say?
No, that's not true. That's a lie.
That's exactly right. No. He does love you. But you know what? That's the way the devil does. Is he feeds these thoughts to our mind. And if you think on them 30 seconds, then he magnifies them. And then he'll go and he'll blow it out of proportion and he'll say, he doesn't really love you. And you think on that for 30 seconds. And then the next thing comes up, it's like, well, he didn't do this for me, did he? And then he did forget this. And then, you know, if he really loved me, he'd have been there. And then if he really did love me, he'd have got me he'd have noticed that I said that I really wanted that. And if he really, really loved me, he'd have known that I wanted to go there. If he really, really loved me, he'd have been here when I had supper on the table. And if he really, really loved me, he'd have told me he loved me. Instead of making me wonder, he'd have told me he loved me. I'm waiting. Huh? Is that what the devil does? Yep. He feeds one thought, and you think on that thought, then if you're going to think on that one, well, I'm going to give you another one. You like that one? Okay, here's another one. And then if you like that one, I'm going to give you another one. And if you like that one, well, let's give you 3 more. And he just blows things out of proportion when there's not even really anything there. It's fake, it's phony, it's not real. And before you know it, you've got something that's not even real, that you've built this whole mad situation or bad situation or upset situation or depressed situation or nauseous situation, as it said, and it's not even real. It's like that alligator in that closet that you got to call Mama about and get Mama to come and fix it for you. When all you got to do is the first time that thought came was, they don't really love you anyway. What do? Na. You can't make me think that thought. Think that thought. Then he can't build on it and make something out of nothing. But it's when you think that thought, he can make you think something else. Listen to this. I think you'll like it. Ephesians 1:22. Before we read it, wait, before you put it up there, sorry. Devin has one more thing or PowerPoint. I don't know who's got them for me. Put the one last slides up there. Look at this. Deadly? Yeah. The next one? Deadly? Yeah. And the next one? Deadly? Yeah. And the next one? Deadly? And the next one? Deadly. Yeah. Point being, put up the verse. Yeah, you had it. He has put all things under our feet. All things. Where is the devil? Now, everybody say it with me. Where is the devil? Now, I want to ask you a question. Those great big animals that were so ferocious, or pretended to be ferocious, or that we thought were ferocious, can they actually fit under your foot? Stand up with me just a minute. Like I told the first service, indulge me just a minute. Indulge me just for a second. Now take your foot. You're all healed in here, so take your foot and look at it. Take your shoe and look at the bottom of it. Just look at it. Look at the ball of your foot. Now, can you put like that shark or any of those big animals underneath your foot? Not really, can you? Okay, sit down for just a minute. So as I was thinking about this, I thought about the devil. And God said he was under our foot. Now, the devil blows himself to be some big, huge alligator. But guess what? If you can fit him under your foot, how big is he? Just because he blows himself to be some puffed up big something in your life, if you can squish him like one of them bugs, he ain't very big. Do you understand this? So I want you to think with me just for a minute of the biggest, worst thought you have in your mind that's going on in your life. You got it? Now I want you to capsize it to what it actually is. And stand up with me just a minute. Now that's that thought of you're sick, or you're broke, or your marriage is a wreck. It's been huge. But you know what? That thought wouldn't fit under your foot. Or you're not going to make your house payment, or you're not going to get this job, or you're not going to have this, or you're not going to have that. It's a huge thought. It's been wrecking your life for 40 years. It's a huge thought. Now look at the bottom of your foot again. Will that huge thing fit under the ball of your foot? Huh? No. Because you've blown it out of proportion. But now I want you to take that thing and put it in the place that it's supposed to be, and under your foot, because it's really little, because that's where the devil is, and go, na, 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 na. You can't make me think that thought. And when you do it, I want you to think this with me. I want you to think about all the times that he's made you think the thoughts that are bad, and I want you to think about how defiant you were when you were 2 years old. Think about it. Did you ever stomp your feet and say no? You ever seen a 2-year-old stomp their feet and say no? You ever seen your spouse stomp their feet and say no? Huh? You know what I'm talking about then. Okay. I want you to do that now. I want you to just take those thoughts and all those bad things that the devil has blown up so big in your life and realize they ain't no bigger than that mosquito. Because that's who the devil is. He is an insect. He's so tiny that he's blown himself up so big in our lives. And take those thoughts and cast them down and put them under your feet where they belong. And say, na, 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 na. You can't make me think those thoughts. Now, you did it real sweet and real ladylike and real gentlemanlike, but now I want you to do it for real. All right? Pitch you a little temper tantrum and mean it for the devil. All right? You ready? No, 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 no. You can't make me think those thoughts. You understand? Do it again. Make him understand. Make him hear you clear down to Tennessee somewhere. No, 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 no. You can't make me think those thoughts. If he's been making you do things you don't want to do, if he's been making you get on that computer you think at night and making you look at porn or making you do things that go places, be with people, eat things, every time you go to the refrigerator. Huh? Huh? You start into the refrigerator. Here you go. Here's the door. You're starting there. Here you go. You get 3/4 of the way there. Na 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 na. You can't make me eat that food. Huh? You're going to that computer to turn it on to look at something you shouldn't look at. Or even if it is something you should look at it, but you've just been wasting entirely too much time on that computer. Na 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 na. You can't make me turn that on. You know, that is faith, guys. That is you taking control back of your life. That's how hard it is. It's you saying, devil, you can't make me do it. I have control in this. That's how simple it is. Just open that mouth of yours and stomp that foot and get mad about it and do it. Can you say amen? Amen.